Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take the tenderloin out. And this is the tenderloin. Every animal has a tenderloin, whether it's chicken or beef or pork or turkey. All right? So what I want to do is remove the tenderloin. So I'm going to come in, and now I'm going to follow these finger bones again, right? So it's like L-shaped. The bone that's I'm following goes flat. It's like chine bone here, feather bone here, finger bone over here, right? What I want to do is I want to just stay on the bone and remove this. Yes.
So I can orient myself. The front hand here would be the front of the hand, and you're working towards the back hand?
No, this is the front. The tenderloin is up under the ribs. Okay, so now the tenderloin's removed. Okay? Tenderloin's removed. Okay, then, what I'm going to do is I want to remove the meat from the bones. And what you're going to do is you follow the bone. Right? So the bone, you always keep your knife on the bone. We're going to start up on top where I can see it. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to follow it. Everybody see this? And now the bones go all the way down, and they stop right here. I'm going to explain that in a second. So what we're going to do, all right, I got to the end of the ribs here. Now, what happens is where it switches, the last rib, the first rib is here, the 13th is here, but there's still bones right here that don't go all the way up. So what you need to do is pull the meat back once you get to that last rib bone, and then find where its smaller cousin is down here. Okay? Everybody see that? So now I've separated everything. You see okay? If you guys want to get up and look, do it. Okay? But you can see where I'm at. Okay, they're right here. Okay? And whenever you're boning anything out, I was working yesterday with Delane on the chickens. You want to keep your hands and your knife. You always want to feel around with your hands. Right? That's how you did a pretty nice job of taking those apart. So I suspect that you just kept your knife and everything, took your time, right? And you keep the knife close to the bone. Okay, so now I've found out where the whole loin is. So now I can continue. So now I'm going to cut farther down all the way to the bottom. And up here, I'm going to continue to run my knife. You want to keep your knife on the bones. If you drift off, you're going to cut into the eye, and you're going to lose not only the appearance, but money. Right? We don't do this for fun, we do this for money. Okay? So now, we're going to cut all the way down. Alright, so now it's separated. See it? Now, using the old bone, and did that help yesterday, Delane, when you were having the old one there? Yeah. Okay, it kind of gives you a roadmap. If you take a look, when you get down, I'm to this point right now. This is the one I did yesterday. And you notice that the bone and where the feather bones meet, there's like a curvature, because that's where its spine was at one point. Okay? So now you have to go around this. That being said, what I'm going to do now is when you get down there, you just take your knife and you're going to kind of do this motion. Okay? So now I'm going to cut around it. And I'm going to separate it. Notice what I'm doing this with my hands. So I'm cutting right around its spine. Now I'm on the feather bones. Now I'm on these. Okay, now I'm on that. And since it's sitting up, it's going straight out. So I'm going to have almost like a 90-degree angle now. So now all I have to do is just come out and just loosen these up, and now you can see the loin is now coming off the bone. There it is. Okay, so now it's a boneless pork loin. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, bone-in pork loin is $2 a pound. Can I buy this? Yes, I can. Could I also buy a boneless pork loin for $2.50 a pound? Okay. So could I buy it already done and save myself the aggravation? Sure, why not? Why not? But my price per portion now goes up. Now, center cut pork chops. If I wanted to do a center cut pork chop, there's your pork chops. Look familiar? Go to a grocery store, okay? Can you buy bone-in pork chops? Sure you can. What they do is they put the whole thing on a bandsaw, just a bigger version of our meat slicer. But here's your pork chops. When I do this on the menu in here, you know how to do this. We're going to use a boneless pork chop. The chop always has a tail. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to get it oven ready. So now what we're going to do is we're doing our pork loin. Alright? So I'm going to cut it in half. The reason why, I want it more manageable. Also, the pork loin has some silver skin on it. Right here. It's really thick and it's really tough. So what I'm going to do is just take it, I'm going to take it off. This is silver skin. I'd like the fat on. I'll tell you why in a second. Whenever you're roasting anything, we talked about larding and barding, correct? Why? Fat is flavor, fat is moisture. This silver skin up here is so thin that it won't make it tough. This, on the other hand, is much more substantial. You see the thickness of it. Okay? So this, it would be hard to eat if you're going to eat it. Alright? So the last thing you want is your customers fighting with whatever it is that you're making because it's really, really tough. So that's why we cut it off. Now, to tie it, and Chris showed me how to do this yesterday. Now the reason why I tie it, help keep the shape of it while it's roasting. So I go underneath, I go over and I tie it with a double knot, snug. Using just one piece of string, and I always leave it attached. What I do is I'm going to make a series of slip knots so that if I ever untie it, I can take it all off in one piece. The tail stays over there. You take your hand, you wrap it around. So all I've done is wrap it around. Have I got that? Then I just move my hand underneath the string. You see that? All I did was I went around and under. And now I open it up, and there's my slip knot. So there's one. Okay? Once again, over, under, open it up. Alright? I'll show you again. Okay? Over, under, open. Okay? Tie it up. Very good so far? Now what I want to do is now